Okay. All right. So here we are. Let me change the volume. All right. So we're gonna finish off the China New Year's event. I already finished up the event. it took less than an hour. To be fair, I mean, you guys did see me do most of it on stream, but some of them were a lot easier than I was expecting. I thought, well, okay, to be fair, okay, so that one where you have to, that's over there, by that one, by the tiger head thing right there, that you have to do with multiplayer, that one was weird, because, by the way, I'm gonna be eating pizza and stuff. So that one was weird because it took a while to do, but but you could like really cheat, or I mean, cheat's not really the right word, but basically you could like make other players suffer. And win pretty easily. And matches were only like 2 or 3 minutes long. So like that was the one that lasted the longest.
This is how a festival should be.
So yeah, that was pretty easy. Just a little long. But yeah, not bad considering this event's gonna be what, 3 weeks long? Let me see this. No, 2 weeks long. Okay, so this game. Oh yeah. I heard that this game is like on a normal cycle, patch cycle. But I think it's Star Rail that's actually going to be taking longer this month. Like this time it's gonna be like 6 weeks or more, or 7 weeks.
Hi, Gumming! Paimon sees you've certainly gotten an early start this morning. Playing games already, are we? Who won this time? You the one buying dim sum again?
Hey, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I'm always the one losing.
Ah, perfect, you're all here. There's an important commission I need your help with.
Alright, I've got the time. Where are the goods?
It's not just goods this time. I need you to escort a tea merchant and their wares from Chaoying Village to Liyue Harbor. A very important client has requested to meet with him.
Sure.
It's gonna be his father.
What's this merchant's address?
Here.
How did I guess?
If the client's that important, then this must be a very crucial, very pressing commission, right?
And then he was like, nope, I can't
Of
do it.
course, the sooner you complete it, the better. I would advise you to depart as soon as possible.
Alright, don't work too hard now, Longjo. We'll set off then.
And this will be a very short stream. Wow, they really teleported me. Sheesh.
You're a bit quiet today, Gumming. Oh, do you want Paimon to tell a story?
We're almost there. I'll take a rain check on that.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
Hello, you must be the tea merchant heading to Liyue Harbor. We're here to escort you.
Dad?
Oh, so you're Gumming's father. It's nice to meet you. Just leave this delivery to him. Trust Paimon, he's got this in the bag. Gumming is super good at what he does. Everyone at the Secure Transport Agency says as much. Even the Ministry of Civil Affairs has nothing but good things to say about him.
Seems like you've made some sort of name for yourself at least.
The goods are all in order?
Yes, they're all here.
Then let's get going.
A very important client has asked for you by name. You kinda have to come with us. Paimon doesn't know how we would explain ourselves if you just didn't show up. Plus, you'd be missing out on a huge money-making opportunity.
I see. I suppose I will have to trouble you all to escort me, then. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So... Okay. Wait, where are we going? Oh, wow. That's Did that... Wait, does this direction even make sense? What the fuck? What? You know, though, that said, they would have to take a boat no matter what, huh? Because, I mean, you could... I mean, you really... This area's... It's not impassable, but basically impassable. Through normal means. You would think that there would be a bridge, like... here, although they're the residents here and it's kind of a weird thing, so they couldn't really do that. Maybe a bridge like here? Not really. You'd have to do it over here and be like bridge and a bridge or something. Yeah, like connecting this area to this area is just so weird. Too many mountains here, too much water and islands here. And even over here, there's going to be mountains whenever they fill this in. Kind of weird, actually, now that I see this, that they didn't complete this area right here. They only partially made it. That's where you have to give credit, though, because like normally, when a team would fill a map like this out, they would be like, oh, here's the boundaries. Well, then maybe they would have like not released this section of the land here, but they were like, no, we're gonna release it. Doesn't matter. Like, the boundaries are finicky, it's fine.
We've been walking for so long. Is anyone tired? How about we stop and rest for a bit?
I'm fine.
Gaming, don't you usually have some delicious snacks on you? Come on, bring them out so we can share them.
I'm fine. Thank you.
But the winter melon cake he gave us last time was so delicious.
Stop talking.
Have you ever tried it before, Mr. Ip?
Paimon. This place looks nice and open. Why don't you all rest here for
It would
a
have made
second?
sense to rest at the inn, but okay.
Huh? What about you? You're not going to join us?
I'm not tired. I'll keep watch.
Oh, but
Just let him go.
okay, we'll just share amongst ourselves then. Did you know, Uncle Ip, that the flavor of these cakes changes depending on...
Halt! Who goes there?
It appears that one's movements were overly conspicuous.
Why are these guys here?
Enough of your musings. Focus. Focus on the matter at hand. Present
Okay.
your exquisite ornaments at once.
Indeed. Bring them forth readily and without protest.
Ah! What do we do?
It seems as if these two are acting alone. It won't be difficult to subdue them, but they might have something else waiting in store for Dad. The best way to keep him safe is... leave this to me. I'll handle them. Traveler, Paimon, take my dad and the goods away from here.
No, Gaming. It's too dangerous.
This is what I do.
A thorny foe indeed. Let us depart and seek a target softer in blows and disposition.
Don't think I'm gonna let you off so easily.
Oh, there's
Away.
a crane in the background.
Let us away!
Coming!
Don't worry, he's a great fighter. Paimon's even seen him take down a dozen or so treasure hoarders all by himself.
That just sounds like a lie, but okay.
Coming, If he had just stayed by my side and learned the family trade, he wouldn't have to put himself in such dangerous situations.
We just have to trust him. Let's go on ahead. We'd best get away from here, in case there are other bandits in the area waiting in ambush.
Rier's already saw her back there. You don't need to show her again.
To plan.
Always going according to plan.
Okay, we should be good to stop here. Yongli? Oh no, what is he doing here?
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
Good sir, please listen to me. Reel in your line and leave this place as quickly as you can. There are bandits in the area.
It's not like Zhongli ever fights people anyway. So it's not like he'd butt into their situation.
Bandits? Acting in broad daylight?
The god going, excuse me,
Oh.
I will end crime now.
I see. It appears many people are catching a chill as of late. If your throat is bothering you, Paimon, perhaps some tea and rest are in order.
This guy's too much.
Nope, no need, no need. Paimon's fine. She just, had some cake stuck in her throat.
Like, he's smart, we
If there
think.
are indeed
He must
bandits in
know.
the area, then we should inform the Millilith at once. Oh? Well, if that's the case, such matters are best left to those with the necessary expertise. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose you're right. If ordinary people like us got involved, we would only cause more trouble.
Since we find ourselves otherwise unoccupied in this beautiful area, why don't we find a quiet place to relax while we wait for good news?
That would be lovely.
Like, how much of an elitist type person does Zhongli look in Liyue? Because this guy's kind of acting like, oh, you know, he's a respectable guy, and it's like, Zhongli is wearing like a suit in like 1500s China. Like,
So, Uncle Ip does have a reason to be worried. After all, Gaming, the guard we mentioned, is his son.
I'll be right back. I have to go get something to drink.
Gaming. The name sounds somewhat familiar. Ah, yes. That is the name of the Usho dancer who has been performing around Liyue Harbor recently, is it not?
Oh, have you seen him perform?
Indeed. I cannot help but admire his skill. He truly encapsulates the spirit of the Suani. Usho dancing has become more well known in Liyue Harbor recently. However, although performers are seeing budding success, they have no doubt had to face many hurdles along the way. Ones not so easily understood by spectators such as ourselves. If you ask me, what truly deserves admiration is perseverance in the face of adversity. That is a rare attribute indeed. I have heard many of my acquaintances praise Gaming for his kind, selfless, and courageous disposition. To have a child so accomplished and upright, you must be a very proud parent indeed, Uncle Ip.
Seems like Zhongli has decided to skip the formalities.
Well, he's a hard worker. Yes.
You should be sure to tell him you think that when he gets back.
Your son is young yet. It's normal for someone his age to be a bit hot-headed. It's understandable to find talking about such things in person difficult. If there's a particular sentiment you wish to convey, perhaps we could pass it along for you.
No. It wouldn't be right to ask that of you. This thing between us has festered for many years now. In truth, there are some things that simply aren't easy for us to talk through. I've been in the tea business for most of my life, and I always hoped my child would do the same. Otherwise, how would he support himself? Over the past few years, I heard how well he was doing for himself as a guard. How his work was taking him to farther and farther off places. I also heard that he never gave up on wushou dancing. It made me happy. But I was also worried. When you're young, you can handle all that physically taxing work and manual labor. What young person isn't capable of making a living that way? My concern is what happens when you get old. Every time I get to thinking like that, I cannot help but be reinforced in the belief that I was right. That I was right not to give in. I often regret introducing him to wushou dancing as a kid. If I had known how things would turn out, I would have never taken him to see those performances in the first place.
It is only natural for a parent to strive to send their child down the right path. No one would begrudge you that sentiment, Uncle Ip. You need not worry.
You seem quite young, Mr. Zhongli.
Does he, though?
Yet you speak with such wisdom. Perhaps I have misjudged your age.
Your words are too kind. Truth be told, one of my old friends has several grown daughters. Rather than fretting about their future, however, she prefers to let them find their own way.
Then she's more easygoing than I could ever be. I fear I lack such an open mind. I meant to say earlier, there is no need to be so polite. Feel free to call me by my name, Ipdak.
Sure.
What was so dramatic about that?
Do you also think I fret too much?
I mean, again,
Mr.
Zhongli
Zhongli?
exudes wisdom.
That's not exactly what I was hoping to convey. Only a fool would ask a parent not to worry about their child. But think of it this way. Raising a child is not unlike flying a kite.
Of course.
Hold the string too tight, and it can no longer soar. As my friend once said, if your children are aiming for the stars, clipping their wings will only cause them to come crashing down. You need to let out the line for a kite to soar.
It seems I was too stuck in my ways.
You need not reproach your heart for caring. You simply need to loosen your hold a little. Indeed, with such a big heart, why not allocate the time you usually spend worrying about Gaming to the pursuit of other things, like going for a stroll, drinking tea, or taking in the scenery? You never know what surprises could be in store. Things can change in the blink of an eye.
The blink of an eye, you say? Do things change so quickly?
Children grow up in quite the same way, do they not? Day after day, year after year, Sometimes in the blink of an eye, but always when you least expect it. As a father, I'm sure you know that best.
Yes, you can say that again. 1 second Gaming was a kid, the next thing I knew, he was ready to fly the nest.
Zhongli certainly has a way with words. Oh, Gaming is back! Hey, Gaming, we're over here!
Dad, Traveler, Paimon. Good, you're all here. Oh, and Mr. Zhongli from the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor? You're here too?
The funeral parlor?
A fated meeting indeed. We were just enjoying some pleasant conversation.
Is everything resolved?
Well, you could say that.
What does that mean?
Traveler, Paimon, come with me. I need to talk to you.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I'll come right out and say it. Those two bandits, you sent them, didn't you?
So, that's how we're starting off?
Can't look me in the eye, huh? Guess I'm right then.
Okay, but how did you know?
At first, their mannerisms seemed a bit stilted. But once I got close, it was obvious that they possessed great skills. I was right on their tail, and it should have taken only a few steps to catch up to them, yet somehow, I was never able to close that distance.
Yeah, not surprised.
People with that level of skill would have gone about things differently from the start, like sneaking up on us while we were distracted.
Well, they were trying
Unless,
to.
of course, their real motive was to lure me away from the group all along.
But they were trying to sneak up on you. You're the one that yelled and
You're
noticed
pretty
them.
quick on the uptake.
I just have a lot of experience. I've dealt with many a ruthless bandit in my time, but I've never seen ones like them. In the end, I told them they would make good guards if they ever wanted to get back on the straight and narrow, and that they could hang out with me in Liyue Harbor anytime.
You ever consider you might be a little too good at making friends?
I'm guessing you guys were trying to help resolve things between my dad and me?
Why do we even have to say that?
I appreciate it, I really do. But this conflict between us has been going on for a long time. Even if those two were real bandits, and I was able to subdue them and show them what I was capable of, it wouldn't change anything. You've seen the way he talks to me.
It's not like that at all! Your dad really cares about you. You should see the way he talks about you when you're not around. Zhongli was talking things through with him, and he nearly agreed to let it go. You don't believe us?
He won't let it go. He can say as much as he wants to other people, but he won't talk to me. I'm certain of it.
You told us you wanted to prove yourself to your dad. Why don't you tell him about all the hard work you've done these past few years?
Will that even do anything? I'm not sure talking is enough.
You won't know unless you try. Just like how you won't know if something is delicious unless you taste it. Listen to us. It's time to put these people skills to good use. You can make friends with anyone, so why not your dad?
I'll do my best.
You are very knowledgeable, Mr. Zhongli.
Zhongli, why do you
I'm
know about
impressed.
everything in existence?
Despite my
Don't worry
being
about
in
it.
the tea industry for several decades, it seems I still have much to learn about the art of tea tasting.
You flatter me. It was nothing but a few humble musings.
I've been in
tea have
tea
you
for
drank
50
since we've
years
been
and you know shit I don't. What the fuck? Don't worry, I was just guessing. Yeah, it's not alcohol, what?
Ipdak and I have found many a common interest. Our friendship, much like a cup of tea, seems to grow stronger the longer it has to steep.
Well said, Mr. Zhongli. Gaming, Mr. Zhongli
I
is
too am an
very
old man,
knowledgeable.
yes.
You should take the opportunity to learn from people like him when you're in the city.
Huh? Oh, of course.
Ahem. Zhongli,
I have very much enjoyed our conversation, Ipdak, but I, unfortunately, have some unfinished funeral parlor business to attend to.
Oh, I hope I didn't keep you. My apologies for taking up so much of your time, Mr. Zhongli. No need to stay on my account. When you're less busy, let's find a time to meet. I'll treat you to dim sum.
Oh,
It
see,
would
the
be
kids
an
are the
honor.
same. The kid and the father are the same.
We'll see you off, Zhongli. You two have a nice chat, all right?
Tea stall? This is a tea stall? Is that what this is? I thought this was just a table and chairs in the middle of nowhere. This is a tea stall?
Peace prevails throughout the land.
Whatever, sure.
Skyward! Scatter!
Tea stall. Sure. I assume Cloud Retainer's
Thanks for
gonna show
helping
up
us
now.
talk things through with Uncle Ip. Good thing you were able to pick up on what we were putting down.
I have been around the both of you for some time now. You could say I have a certain level of expertise in that regard. As for my role in the conversation, think nothing of it. I hardly did anything noteworthy.
You never change, do you?
Probably not.
Why did you have us walk all this way? Paimon thought we just had to go far enough to be out of earshot.
A friend approaches.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Oh, okay, him.
So,
Why?
you're here too?
I've been here the whole time.
Is he invisible?
A ghostly kite. Could that elusive Director Hu be coming to Wangshu Inn once again? What is she doing here? I suppose it matters not. Given her relationship with Rex, well, Zhongli, I might as well go pay my respects.
So he just happened to be in a tree. He's like, oh shit.
It's you! I thought you were Director Hu.
Ah, your arrival is most fortuitous. Do you want to try out this new gadget? The addition of the power source makes the takeoff more stable. It's just that...
He seems quite immersed in the study of this device.
I fear it's almost too stable. It completely negates the pleasure of seeing one's kite sway with the wind. It's a bit of a shame. In truth, I'm here because Director Hu dispatched me to purchase some items in preparation for Lantern Rite.
I see. Much like she does every year. Much like she'll do next year, I would imagine. Am I wrong? Or has she once again sent you out to buy, what is it, sesame oil or something?
While we're on the subject, I do wonder why she is so obsessed with using sesame oil in the preparation of mixed vegetable dishes for Lantern Rite. A recommendation from Xiangling, perhaps. What do you think, Xiao?
I've only met Director Hu a few times. I'm hardly the best person to ask.
Ah, and is that not a sign that you should visit Wangsheng Funeral Parlor more often? It wouldn't hurt to grace the parlor with your presence now and again, when you are otherwise unoccupied. This one here is a traditional kite, one without any equipped mechanical device. Director Hu tasked me with studying the differences between the two to determine which one is of greater merit. Many hands make light work. Perhaps you could test out the other kite for me?
All right. I have made my comparisons. If speed is what you're after, the mechanical kite is the better choice.
Wonderful. I shall pass that information along to Director Hu. I'll leave these two kites with you. Perhaps you can find a few friends with which to partake in the activity. You might find it to be an enjoyable use of your time.
Oh, wait. Who enjoys kite flying?
Well, I would imagine someone of your talent and wisdom is more than capable of finding out.
So, you were testing out the kites for Hu Tao and even roped Xiao into doing it for you? Paimon didn't ask earlier because the situation was awkward.
I would hardly say I roped Xiao into anything. I simply sought the help of a friend. Besides, we did the testing together.
Seems like our pool of competitors is growing. Do you like kite flying, Xiao?
I suppose I neither like nor dislike it. Although, watching a kite gradually ascend into the sky does bring me a certain peace of mind. Perhaps they're a bit like Xiao lanterns in that way.
Kite flying is also a pleasant form of relaxation.
Have you ever thought about making a kite, Xiao? Cloud Retainer taught us how. We can teach you if you want.
There's no need. Menogius was the only Yaksha among us who had an interest in matters of ornamentation and design. When Lantern Rite is over, come find me near Pervasi's temple if you have the time.
Okay.
It's getting late. I should go inform Director Hu of our findings.
How's she been, by the way? Be sure to say hi to her for us.
The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that she would be visiting Chaoying Village in a few days. If you have the time, perhaps you could also make the trip. If you happen to run into her, you can pass along your regards in person.
We'll keep that in mind. Take care, Zhongli. See you later.
See you next time.
I don't give enough credit, but the voice actor for Zhongli is what's really got to be addressed there. It's not a normal voice. It's like so perfect. Like it's so subtle.
You can
so
go
many
first.
ways.
I don't have anything to say.
Then I'll go. I still don't want to leave Liyue Harbor.
Oh. I can't say I support that decision, but... Hey, let me finish before you get all worked up.
Sit, Shenhe, sit. You must be tired from your journey. Shall I pour you a cup of tea? Or would you prefer something else to drink?
No need. I'm not tired. They're gone, Master.
Perfect. The time is nigh for us to make an appearance. Do you remember the plan one recounted to you?
Yes, Master. We aim to give them a demonstration of familial love. So I'll
And then
have whatever
they
you are
just start
having.
making out
All
next
right.
to them.
What are
Man, we
Auntie
love each
Xinyan
other
and
so
Shenhe
much.
doing
What?
here? Just how many people are involved in this scheme? I suppose all I can do is just take a seat and see what happens.
Perfect. I just so happen to have bought some Sunglow tea recently. It's quite the delectable variety. Or it would be if one has not been forced to drink it every day in the hopes of whittling down one's considerable stash. One has more than had one's fill already.
You don't need to drink it every day. Just
Forget it. Such thoughts detract from the present need to
unless
keep up
like
the
it'll go bad
conversation.
in like a month or something.
Has work been busy during the holiday season? Do you need my help with anything?
Drunk guests can sometimes cause trouble, but I deal with them as you taught me, by pinning their heads against the table.
Are Auntie Xianyuan and Shenhe serious right now?
Oh dear. While one was busy orchestrating this act, one seems to have forgotten about Shenhe's various eccentricities.
Eccentricity.
What I meant to ask was, have you made any new friends? We live so far from each other. It would be a great comfort to me to know you were surrounded by good companions.
You already know of my past circumstances. Recently, I've been conversing with Guoba in the kitchen at night. Guoba can't talk, but his companionship is a comfort.
The poor child. Her one friend can't even talk.
Oh no.
I guess maybe Gaming is not doing so bad after all. Perhaps I've been too hard on him.
Let's move on, shall we? Do you have any plans for today, Shenhe? How about we do something fun?
That sounds about right. Take her to do something fun, and perhaps she'll loosen up a bit.
Like we used to do when we would carry stones up and down the mountain from dawn until dusk, picking herbs to eat for dinner along the way? If that is what you ask of me, then that is what I shall do.
She's just like a dog in the headlights. Like what? Oh.
Dad, here, have some tea. Or no, wait, let's not have any just yet.
Yeah. I simply can't listen to that any longer. Gaming, I'd like to finish what I was trying to say before. I don't support your decision to stay in Liyue Harbor, because living there is too hard on you. If you come home, there will be people to help you. I'm not saying we have to live under the same roof. I know our personalities are too similar to avoid butting heads. But you'll have your entire family around you. Your aunts, uncles, they'll all do whatever they can to help. You could get a less taxing job, and we could grab dim sum together from time to time.
Huh. I didn't know dim sum was such an important affair, Master.
Shh. Just think about it, okay? You don't have to decide now.
Dad really has changed a lot. He would never have said these things to me before. But thank you, Dad.
It's been long enough, don't you think? Oh, Paimon sure hopes they've made up by now.
What the heck is this?
They're drinking tea in silence. That's not a good sign. Did Xianyun's plan not work after all?
Okay.
Hey, you two! Paimon's sorry we were gone for so long. We got to chatting with some friends and didn't realize how much time had passed.
Perfect timing, actually. We seem to be just about done here.
Yep, let's go. I'll get the bags.
Gaming has grown a lot taller, hasn't he?
How are you two doing?
Master, did I say something wrong earlier? I tried to go along with your questions, but when I saw how you and that man reacted, I started to wonder.
Not at all. Certain unforeseen variables may have presented themselves along the way, but the outcome proved favorable. The plan was a success.
Then I helped?
Naturally. Your purity of spirit is one of your greatest strengths, Shenhe. You need not change who you are.
I mean, it's not about changing who she is.
Scatter!
She should probably just be told that no one does that stuff. No one... I don't know, because the problem is that technically Cloud Retainer screwed her life up. It's like, oh, I thought it was normal to carry things up and down a mountain, and it's like, oh, I was just strengthening you, it's fine. Like, really? Also, I just noticed, or realized or whatever, that there's these cranes right here. But is this like connected to Sky Retainer? I don't think there's any other real noticeable animals around to symbolize anything. I don't remember what the other two Adeptus animal forms were, because I haven't seen them in so long.
You must be Mr. Ip! Thank you for coming all this way. My name is Charlotte, and I'm a reporter from Fontaine. You can find me writing for the Steambird. I invited you here not just to purchase your fine tea, but also with the hope that you might be willing to sit down for a short interview. What do you say?
An interview? To advertise my teas?
I suppose you could think of it that way. We Fontainians are big tea drinkers too.
The Fontaine Market.
You're literally right next to it.
Then I'll need some time to adequately prepare. Perhaps we could sit down and discuss the questions you intend to ask in advance.
Of course, of course! Please follow me.
Is this person also involved in your plan?
Mm-hmm.
And here I thought I had lots of connections. I suppose I've been humbled. You sure know all kinds of cool and important people.
Over here! Yoo-hoo! Over here!
Huh? What? Auntie Shenyun?
She probably wants to talk about the next phase of the plan. Let's go while your dad is still distracted.
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! It's like, oh, okay. Why didn't you just walk over?
I take it that all is going well?
Don't worry, Shenyun. Everything is going according to plan.
I knew it. I knew that was all an act earlier. Auntie Shenyun is really something. She was so determined to help me. She didn't even care about making herself and Shanhe appear foolish in front of my family. She truly knows how to look out for others. I still have a lot to learn.
As for the next step...
Oh no!
What's wrong, Gaming?
Don't tell me you're the ones footing the bill for all that tea. I can't let you do that.
Fret not. Reimbursements will be made.
Exactly. Think of it more as an investment, as Ningguang would say. We pulled together the Mora so that Charlotte could place the order. She's gonna bring it back to the Steambird as a gift, as well as a sample of the regional specialty. Fontainians will probably fall in love with your dad's tea as soon as they lay their eyes on Charlotte's article. And once all the money from the new orders begin to roll in, getting our Mora back will be a piece of cake.
Will it really?
Oh, okay.
Like, that sounds
Business-related matters always seem to go over my head, but I refuse to let you all lose more on my behalf. I'll pay you back right now.
Right now.
We can talk about such matters at a later date. There are more important matters for you to consider at the moment, are there not?
Yes. I've been thinking about it the whole way here. I have an idea, but I'd hate to cause even more trouble for all of you.
That is for us to decide.
Yeah, we're all friends here. Plus, we wouldn't be here if we didn't want to help, right? Just tell us about this idea of yours.
Okay. So, it's like this.
Got it. Just leave it to us.
That person in the
Let's
background
split
just
up and
disappeared.
make it happen. We need to do those things we talked about, but we also still have the kite flying competition. Since Xiao already tested out those kites for us, why don't we also go buy one of those mechanical thingamabobs or whatever they're called? We can attach it to our kite.
Okay. Okay, it's just straight.
Yeah! Skyward! Scatter!
See, she should do this in the city. Just start jumping around like crazy. I'm flying, I'm flying. And everybody's just like, what the fuck's happening?
Hello again.
Welcome back. I see you returned from your trip. I really do have to thank you for all your help from before. Thanks to you, my daughter was able to build a kite with her grandmother that very same day. She even wrote a long letter telling me how much she loved it.
Oh, you should really be thanking Gaming, not us.
I'll be sure to.
And are you here to buy a kite?
Please, take your pick. Ah, yes. Here you go. Please take it, free of charge. The directions are in the box.
Really?
It's
Free
not
of
hard
charge?
to install at all.
It doesn't feel right for us to just take it.
Yeah.
Well, nor would it feel right for me to take your Mora. Good luck in the kite flying competition. I'll be rooting for you.
All right then, thank you.
Maybe it's just that, like, oh, well, you're the heroes, so we don't want to charge you. But they're not actually saying that. It is weird how often we don't get free stuff,
Let's
honestly.
get down to business.
Then again, we do get free stuff a lot. I'm thinking about that trip to Inazuma. It's like, did we pay money for that? I don't
Looks like
think
we
we did.
finished everything we needed to do. Let's find a good place and put this thing into the sky.
Oh, the controller's acting up. Why would it be acting up? Maybe it's the wire. Oh, I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back.
I've got a bunch of interesting gadgets, all from my time with the crooks. I've got a bunch of interesting gadgets, all from my time with the crooks. Bunch of interesting gadgets, all from my time with the crooks.
Chi-Chi, we're almost there. Okay.
I wish Chi-Chi was more of a character.
Come here, allow me.
I moved half an inch.
The Lantern Rite is as festive as ever.
Huh? Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
Something happened? What should we do? Oh, should we get the
Where are we going with this? Oh, right.
What's that?
Of course. A lot more impressive when 20 people do it at the same time instead of like 1,000 people looking at one person do it. Why are they looking up? Shouldn't they be looking out? wish he wore that hood more often. With the hood on, he feels like he really stands out. But without the hood, it's like, whatever. Just a kid in a hoodie.
Have I taken that many pictures already? I need to load more film.
Obligatory pecking shot, I guess. And then they lose wind, but then
Wait, the wind.
then maybe that one no it gets better. That's how maybe.
Oh my gosh! Molly, I want a big kite like that too!
Do you see that kite way out in front? It's so beautiful!
Happy Lantern, right?
Happy Lantern, right?
I forget, how did those two know each other? Is it just an excuse for Keking to get his picture taken? And that's it, you know?
Gumming's performance was so cool, Paimon almost wanted to join in. You saw that, right, Traveler? Let's go find him. Oh, he's over there, talking to his dad.
I should have known it was gonna be.
I
Cloud
think
Retainer
I'll
that
head off
shot the
now, if
wind
that's
out.
okay.
Thank you, little girl. Do you want us to walk you back?
Thank you, little girl. Random little
No
girl.
need, no need. Master is waiting for me right over there.
Dad.
I suppose I'll go first this time.
Okay.
Your performance. I've seen many wushou dances in my time, but I've gotta admit, what you pulled off there was breathtaking.
Wow. I never thought I'd live to hear you say that.
You're serious about doing this professionally?
Absolutely. I know it'll be difficult, but
Then it doesn't matter. What I mean to say is, of course it'll be difficult. But if that's your decision, if that's your dream, then it doesn't matter how difficult it is. As long as you put in the work, then any obstacle can be overcome in time.
I'm just
Really,
reading this
when I
fortune
was
cookie
young,
I bought
I also... Actually, how about we save that story of my past for another time? All I really want to say is, I've changed my mind. And much like this kite, you also deserve to soar to new heights.
Dad.
Son.
Dad, son.
Son? Haven't heard that in a while.
That sounds like a Chinese
I bet you're
thing.
wondering what's gotten into me saying all this.
Well, a little bit, yeah.
Anyway, I know I've never found the chance to say this before, but to me, Gaming, you've always been a great kid. All right, that's everything I've got. Did you have something you wanted to say, or...
I knew that was gonna happen.
Seeing the two of them talk things through like this really gives Paimon a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, it was all because of you. It was all Paimon's idea.
Now go. Over there. Your friends are still waiting for you.
Huh? But you came all this way.
I'll be staying in Liyue Harbor for a bit longer. When you have time, we can grab dim sum together. Your treat, right?
Dad, honestly.
Go.
Okay, then I'm off. See you soon.
This is taking a while.
That's quite the smile you've got there, Gummy.
Really?
It's nothing to be embarrassed about.
I'd like to find and thank Auntie Shenyun, as well as everyone else who's helped me out. If everyone has time, maybe we could all get together and go fly a kite.
I thought they were gonna say eat dim sum, because we just keep saying dim sum over and over again. Would you like more dim sum? I'm just like, we don't have to say that every time. This is one of the best stories I've seen, though. I mean, like, the story itself with the son and the old man isn't necessarily like what's making it amazing. It's more like just the small interactions with all the minor characters.
Secrets of the mechanical.
Oh, Paimon almost forgot! Didn't Zhongli say Hu Tao was also planning on spending some time in Xiaoying Village? We didn't have anything else to do today, right? Why don't we go have a look around? Maybe we'll run into her.
See, like that type of thing, it's weird that we're just casually being like, yeah, let's just teleport across this entire country. Like, look how far that is. Yeah, by the end of the game, yeah, China's gonna be, well, I mean, this is technically China, though. This and this. I think this area over here is just gonna be, yeah. It's just gonna be an addition to Sumeru. But yeah, there should be, like, shoreline, something like that. And then, I don't know, in the middle, I would have assumed water, but now I don't know. I guess water's like, oh, it'd be too boring. But it's like, well, I mean, what about all this water space over here? Like, are they, like, admitting that they actually were wasting space in Inazuma? Like, these islands could have been much bigger. Like, just the same shape, just, like, size it up, basically. And it would have felt a bit more grand. Like, definitely with Watatsumi Island. Honestly, Sairi Island's fine. It's pretty spread out as it is. And Tsurayumi Island's kind of too big, honestly. But, like, these two, I feel like they would be better. Because, like, this area is just... It's already so big. That, like, it kind of dwarfs whatever's going on over here and over here. Technically, Narukami Island's fine. Okay, when I saw Narukami Island when I first got there, I thought that this was going to be the smallest island. So it got really weird when it's like, nope. It's the biggest one. Like, okay. Oh yeah, I was going to say before. So it's kind of funny that Hu Tao is always involved whenever Zhongli's around. Since... You know, I mean, you know, like, it almost puts her at the same level as these gods, basically. It's like, oh yeah, I know. I'm just as important as a traveler, basically. but she isn't, because she's not really a fighter, technically.
It makes Paimon feel like she could float around all day and never get tired. Cream! Gummies!
Okay.
Fuel fruit! Huh? Did you hear that? Sunshine! Blue skies! Good vibes! Right? So Paimon wasn't just hearing things. familiar. Well, we've got the time. Why don't we go check it out?
Oh?
What are they doing here?
Yeah, that is bizarre.
Ah, well, if it isn't my dear partners. See, I told you that something good was going to happen during our travels today. I have to say, sometimes the Steambird's astrology column is spot on.
It's just your lucky day.
Are you guys also here to catch the festivities? Oh, and that reminds me. Happy Lantern Ride.
Could these two really be that close
Happy
to friends,
Lantern
though?
Ride.
Like, we're such good friends. We're so like water under the bridge about you killing my father. Like, that's extreme. All right. I understand them, like, okay, I forgive you, and like, you know, it was a weird situation, but like, what the fuck, you know? Just like, still like, huh?
Happy Lantern Ride to you too!
You're gonna be friends?
Wait, if you're here for
We're
Lantern Ride,
friends now.
then what are you doing on top of this deserted mountain?
Deserted.
And that voice we heard, that was you, right, Navia?
Oh, impressive. You could tell it was me from that far away. You've got good ears.
That or your voice is just really loud.
Well, of course it is. After all, I'm a boss.
Indeed.
I'm a
I
boss.
suppose it's an asset.
Sure is! Having a loud voice is a handy tool when it comes to communication.
We don't need to be talking about loud voices this much.
Wait. That wasn't even Paimon's point. Paimon just wants to know why you two were shouting from the top of this deserted mountain. There was something about almonds, maybe? And buell fruit? Ooh, is it some sort of secret code?
No, it's not a code. The words are meaningless.
Perhaps, but the act of shouting was very meaningful indeed. That's just what mountain climbers do, right? After all the hard work it takes to make it to the top, as you stand on the summit looking out at the vast scenery, it's not easy to resist the urge to release those emotions.
Okay, we'll see where this is going.
Exactly. You get me, partner. I was afraid that it would cause a disturbance, so I asked the locals around here, and they said it was fine. Apparently most hikers like to shout when they get to the top, so the locals are used to it by now. So, you see, it's not just me. I guess everyone shouts from the top of a mountain at some point in their life.
Speak for yourself.
When you're stressed, don't you ever just get the urge to do something for no reason?
Not really. If I ever get stressed, I just go hunting.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to relieve stress.
What I choose to hunt depends on my mood.
Huh?
Sometimes she hunts people.
Anyway, why don't you two give it a try? Shout anything you want. It's a real stress reliever.
As long as Paimon has clothes on her back and food in her belly, Paimon doesn't think there's any stress that needs relieving.
And I prefer to keep things bottled up. Oh my god. Wait. I gotta print screen this. This is just... Can I, am I print screen yet? I don't know if I can. How can I do that? Let's see, maybe like this. Okay, I think I did it. Oh, there we go. Still need to fix my print screen situation so I can make screenshots easier. And I prefer to keep things bottled up.
Oh, I bet you guys are just too embarrassed to let loose. No need to be shy. Even Farina was shouting from the top of this mountain earlier.
Why am I saying who?
Huh? Did Paimon hear that right? Farina's also here? In Chaoying Village?
Believe in your ears. It is indeed as you heard.
I mean, to be fair,
Actually,
they're not that
the
far
reason
away.
we climbed this mountain in the first place was also because we heard the sound of shouting.
Yes, we could just about make out someone yelling things like, "Help me!" and "What should I do?" So we hurried up here to check it out.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
legit.
what do you know? Miss Farina was standing right there, all red in the face. She practically sprinted back down the mountain the minute she saw us.
Ah, that reminds me. I believe what she actually said was, "So help me, I will figure out what I should do about this script."
So, you could actually hear what she was saying? Why didn't you say so earlier? I thought someone was really in trouble.
I figured we would come check out the situation either way. Why not let her keep some privacy?
Oh, seems like you caught Farina in the middle of some stress relief as well. She probably would have never thought. No, she definitely would have never thought she would run into anyone she knew all the way out here.
I think so. We ran into Nervalet on the way here as well, but he was already on his way back, so they probably weren't together.
Do you guys hang out over here often? Seems kind of random.
Nervalet was here too? What was he doing here? It couldn't have been for vacation.
I think it just might have been, actually. But apparently he only stayed for half a day before heading back. He's a very busy man.
Neuvillette is not the type to take much time off. Taking even a half day for himself is already a huge step in the right direction.
Didn't Charlotte publish an article on the Liyue tea industry recently?
Already?
Maybe he was inspired to come buy some tea after reading that article. You know, just like you were.
My situation is completely different. I'm here because I was asked to accompany you. The tea purchase is simply an added bonus of this location.
You Fontanians and your tea drinking.
Oh, it's not for me. I lost a bet with Ridesley, and now I have to buy him something. It was just a spur-of-the-moment sort of bet. Ridesley gets really invested in that sort of thing, but he couldn't care less about what he wins in the end. You could give him mint plants that you plucked from the side of the road, and he wouldn't even mind.
If only he was that easygoing when it came to talking business. In any case, I'm pretty sure the tea you bought is this region's specialty. What is it called again? Nervalet even mentioned it earlier. Yes, that's the one.
You didn't really buy 10 boxes, did you?
Please, do I look like someone who would fall for that sort of marketing trap?
Navia's like, yes.
That reminds me. You guys said you only came up here because you heard my voice, right? I hope it didn't put you out.
Oh, that's right. Who tell? A few days ago, we heard that a friend was going to be in Chaoying Village, so we decided to come and see if we could run into her.
Oh dear. We've been chatting for quite some time. That's good.
We should probably...
No need to stay on our account. We just got up here, so we're gonna stay around for a little longer.
Go and meet your friend. We can meet up in Chaoying Village later.
Sounds good. We're gonna head down the mountain then. See?
Yeah, that was took a bit longer to walk away than I would have normally thought. Like, oh yeah, you better catch up with them. Okay, and then you leave. But instead, it's like there was like 5 more sentences for some reason.
What do I have to do to get you to yell from the top of this mountain? Name your price.
You really want to hear it that bad, huh?
I'm just curious is all. I have a feeling you'll say something amazing.
I will pass. I prefer to let actions speak louder than words.
So yeah, exactly where are we? Like, it's weird because like we're not even at the top of a mountain. Like taller, which isn't even that far away. But you can't get up there. That's the thing. I mean, you can, but you'd have to like, it's not convenient. But yeah, what about this one? Yeah, wait. Oh, no, okay, that one's blocked off. Yeah, like that one, and then... Nope, not even this one. That one is the only one. Wait, there's a hole in the ground? Wait. We're taking a detour. Excuse me, what? I haven't been able to, like, actually look at details that specifically in a long time. Like, oh, wow, I found a hidden thing. Like, what? Wait, so there's a hole here. I was looking for, like, the last 5% or something of my treasure chest, so I'm sure this is at least part of it. Oh. Resonant? Does the far part matter?
Go!
Okay, I barely got it. And then the water level goes down. Ah, so these are connected. Oh, this is for an actual quest, isn't it? Like a real quest. I did pick up some stuff.
Jackpot.
Here and there. Wait, so that's so weird. Can you enter this from above then? Yeah, it does seem like it, yeah. Just kind of random. Is that Zhongli and Farina?
Village is known for its
And
tea.
Hu Tao again.
But you know what else they have with tea? That's right, dim sum!
Stop talking about dim sum.
Didn't Gaming say something about dim sum being eaten in the morning? Oh, Paimon wonders if we can still get some at this time of day.
Nope. Okay. Sorry. Okay, hopefully that's fine. Afternoon tea might be more appropriate at this point.
Oh, well that's fine too. Paimon doesn't care what kind of tea it is as long as it comes with some tasty snacks. Now, let's see what kind of yummy things we can find around here. Paimon's not seeing things, is she? Is that Farina standing between Zhongli and Hu Tao? Wonder what they're talking about. Zhongli knows a lot of stuff. Maybe he's telling Farina about Chaoying Village. Oh, or maybe Hu Tao is trying to rope Farina into being one of her clients.
I bet Farina wants her to be part of her play. Want to make a boot?
Hey, this isn't the Fortress of Meropide. But Paimon could be convinced for the right price. Let's say loser buys the winner 3 huge bowls of seafood kanji. Since Zhongli is there, Paimon bets things are pretty tame. It's decided then. Paimon votes for tour guide Zhongli.
Hustler Hu Tao.
All right, no time to waste. Let's go see who's right.
Naipe.
Good afternoon, Hu Tao, Zhongli, and Farina. Oh, great. Now Paimon's shouting too.
Oh, well, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Seems like our luck just keeps on growing.
That we were able to meet you both without prior arrangement must mean that this is quite the serendipitous meeting indeed.
Huh? Oh, so both of you are acquainted with the Traveler and Paimon then?
Chums. No one says chums.
Looks like someone's learned a thing or two from Zhongli. I must admit, I am a bit surprised to see you here, Traveler. But seeing as you're a hero who's been all over Teyvat, it makes sense that you would be well-traveled and well-connected. Since we have found ourselves in each other's company within this fertile land, allow me to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Lantern Rite.
It appears you have been to Fontaine then.
Yeah, we fucked
Given
it
your
up.
proclivity to spread good deeds wherever you go, it's no surprise that you would make the acquaintance of a celebrity as illustrious and celebrated as Miss Farina.
Yeah, we almost killed her.
That's quite high praise. What I mean to say is, you flatter me, Mr. Zhongli. Although I've built up a certain following within Fontaine, it is no reflection of strength or wisdom. I stand before you right now as nothing more than an ordinary traveler in search of beautiful scenery and creative inspiration. There is definitely more to Mr. Zhongli than meets the eye. I could tell as much from our conversation earlier. Given his breadth of knowledge on both academic and worldly matters, there's no way he hasn't heard about what happened in Fontaine. Is he just feigning ignorance for my benefit?
No.
He could have been busy,
You're no
but okay.
common tourist. I simply won't have you talk about yourself that way.
Huh? Does that mean Hu Tao also knows?
You may not have heard, friends, but...
Miss Hu Tao.
Miss Farina is now one of my esteemed clients.
Yep. Dun dun dun. Oh.
Okay, you win. Guess Paimon will have to break into the hidden stash at the bottom of her shoe.
Huh? What's this about winning something?
Don't tell me. You two were placing bets on us. We just saw you guys standing on the side of the road and couldn't help but take guesses as to what you were talking about. Oh, I see. That means you, my friend, must have guessed that I was trying to promote my business to Miss Farina.
Yep.
That I do, my friend. What was Paimon's guess then? Paimon thought Zhongli was showing the newbie around.
By newbie, you mean me, right?
If that's the case, then Paimon's guess was also correct.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Zhongli was telling me about some great sightseeing spots in the area.
Ha! You see? Paimon was right too! Since both of our guesses were right, there can't be a winner or a loser. Hey, don't be upset, traveler. How about this? You buy Paimonable and Paimon will also buy youable. As for the third bowl... Since I was the subject of the bet, perhaps it should go to me? You know, as a congratulations for the huge deal I just struck. I was just joking. Anyway, I should be the one treating you. The funeral parlor is about to bring in quite the sum after all. Oh, Paimon almost forgot to ask about the most important question. Did something happen recently, Farina?
Huh?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, you know, with you enlisting the services of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Because you're gonna
now.
die.
Oh, well, yes.
Really? Oh no. Paimon is so sorry for your loss. Although Paimon may have not known the person, please accept Paimon's deepest...
Whoa, it's not like that, Paimon.
Huh? But Paimon just thought, since you hired the services of a funeral parlor and...
Really, Paimon, it's not like you don't know me. Do I look like I know anyone who would ask me to coordinate their funeral?
Maybe.
Miss Hu Tao is simply helping prepare some props for my film. Not too long ago, I read a collection of horror stories from Liyue. The content was spectacular. In fact, I still feel the need to sleep with the light on even now. Anyway, that's not the point. Now that Fontaine's biggest star has returned to the stage, I figured it's about time the industry enjoyed a breath of fresh air.
I don't understand this line. Breath of fresh Terror? Oh, terror. That's stupid.
Hey, that's pretty good. I'll have to remember that for my ad posters.
Oh, Paimon sees. That makes a lot of sense. So, did you come to Liyue just to enlist the services of Longsheng Funeral Parlor?
Well, not exactly. My original plan was to just relax and enjoy the sights. But then I ran into Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli, and well, you know the rest. I suppose it was meant to be.
It was a fated meeting indeed.
Zhongli sure loves his lofty turns of phrase. But if you ask me, it's all thanks to that man who stopped to ask for directions.
Oh? Who was it?
It's someone you know. Wanna take a guess? What? How did you guess that on your first try? Very impressive, my friend. Your guessing game is spot on today.
I don't need dogehype.com. I'm fine.
Huh. Paimon never thought Neuvillette would be the type to get lost.
I'm sure he didn't get lost. Even I was able to find my way to this place without any trouble. He was already getting ready to leave by the time I arrived. He just wanted to ask someone about the quickest way to get back to Fontaine. Yup, that's exactly what he asked. This area is full of mountains and rivers. It's normal to not know the fastest
You
route.
could have just jumped in the water and just swam back. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they just said, yeah.
So, were you the one that pointed him in the right direction, Hu Tao?
Of course. I'm also a guide of sorts, you know. So naturally, I also have a great sense of direction. But speaking of your friend...
What about him?
He doesn't get out much, does he?
Nope.
Ah, no wonder. He was stiff as a board and way too polite. I would have never guessed he was here on vacation if you hadn't told me. All in all, he was only here for half a day. I'm pretty sure he is the only one who would consider that to be a vacation.
Oh? This gentleman you speak of must keep a demanding schedule.
Zhongli really should have
I'm sure he does.
Neuvillette.
You didn't see him, but he was dressed like he was about to attend some important meeting. It wasn't anything like what someone would wear on vacation.
Is that so?
Would he really be able to recognize him immediately? Yeah, of course not. They'd be too
Unfortunately, no.
It'd be like, whoa.
At the time, it appeared as if Director Hu and Miss Farina were having quite the productive conversation. I know matters of business can take much discussion, so I decided to fetch some tea for them.
Now that I think about it, is Rex Lapis a Earth Dragon? Because he had like an Earth Dragon form that like he used to fake his death. But he isn't the Earth Dragon. Like, that's just not true. In fact, I don't think we've seen the Earth Dragon. I thought we had, but now that I think about it, I don't think there's any way we could have. I mean, I guess it could be him, it just wouldn't make much sense. Given everything we've learned about dragons in Fontaine.
What a shame. That gentleman seemed like a sophisticated sort of guy.
Yeah.
I actually think you two would have hit it off.
Is that so?
Why would they avoid each other on purpose, though? Okay.
To borrow Miss Farina's turn of phrase, perhaps it just wasn't meant to be.
Well, with the Traveler around, I'm sure you'll have a chance to get to know each other at some point.
That's right. She's got more friends than she knows what to do with.
That's true. They probably don't want them to meet outside of the major story, because at some point, all the leaders of every nation are going to meet. But like them cheaply meeting randomly would be a little silly. Well, but I say that, but I'm sure it's happened before. I'd be shocked if Barbados hadn't met Zhongli. a long time ago. I could be wrong though. I have a certain charm about me. I'm good with people.
Well, that's certainly true. Oh, that reminds me. If you get the chance, you should try and talk to Nervalette into loosening up a bit. Just tell him the Palais Mermonia isn't going to fall apart if he disappears for a few days. He shouldn't keep himself cooped up all the time.
He just needs like an assistant.
Even clams open their shells to let in fresh water every once in a while, right? If he's really that much of a stickler for protocol, he can fill out a leave of absence request. He'd have to approve it himself since he handles that sort of thing now, but you know what I mean.
Seems like this gentleman is also in charge of something pretty important.
Okay. The demon who controls all the paperwork in Fontaine. I mean, is that true? I mean, I guess so, technically. I mean, controls? Is that quite the right word?
I've never heard of a demon that boring before. In my experience, a leader needs to be able to roll with the punches. That also includes knowing when and what to prioritize. It seems like your friend still has a lot of growing to do.
If I remember correctly, he's already several thousands of years old.
Yeah, he can still grow.
You're quite right, Miss Hutao.
Oh, look, there they are back there.
Oh? Traveler, Miss Farina. Those two individuals over there appear to recognize you.
Oh, it's Navia and Clorand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, over here!
Walking cycle.
We saw you all
Walking
chatting
cycle.
over here, and we're wondering if we could join in.
Please, excuse the interruption.
Oh, so polite. No apologies necessary. Any friend of the Traveler and Miss Farina is a friend of mine.
Ah, straight to the point. I like it.
Oh boy. She's like, oh, you might die soon? No, not really. Oh, how disappointing.
It's getting late. If we want to catch a boat back before dark, we should probably get going.
Indeed. Then, Miss Farina.
Oh, yes?
When are you planning to head back? Do you need us to escort you?
Oh, I don't think that will be necessary. I mean, you're not my subordinate anymore. You don't need to look after me.
With no context, this is just nonsense.
I didn't mean it that way. It's normal for friends to travel home together if they run into each other on the road.
There are a lot of mountainous roads in this area. I imagine they'll be even harder to navigate after dark.
Exactly. Just like in those ghost stories. 8 paths converge in a wood. Beside them an old house is stood. If you dare to go inside, not a soul will greet your eye. But if you take a closer look, there may be something you mistook. A candle flickers to and fro, yet there is no wind to make it so. What is its secret? What could it mean? In this wood, where mystery screams.
That's a reaction image. Especially since she's not moving her mouth.
My dear demoiselles, ladies, no, I mean friends, please take me with you.
Of course.
Gotta say, Farina, you are really quite the character. By the way, did I hear you mention that Clorand used to work under you? Then you must have also been a leader at some point.
Well, that's, all in the past now. Besides, being a leader is hard. It wasn't the right job for me. I prefer how things are now. I can come and go as I please, and get to enjoy the sweet taste of freedom.
I see. Well, you've certainly picked an apt place to relax. Chaoying Village is an exemplary choice.
Only the best. And I've learned a lot, too. Thank you so much, Miss Hu Tao and Mr. Zhongli. It's fine. You've thanked us more than enough already. The next time you're in this neck of the woods, I'll treat you to some dim sum in the city. Dim sum? Is that some kind of Liyue term for snacks or desserts? They are a part of it. It's basically a table full of as much tea, sweets, and good company as you can manage. Oh, so it's basically a tea party! Sounds great!
Make sure to order the winter melon cake and the lotus flower crisp. They're so sweet and delicious. Paimon knows you'll love them.
Ooh, okay. I'll be looking forward to it then.
Wait, but didn't you guys say you were here on vacation? How come you're all going home empty-handed?
Of course I am. I bought tons of fun things to bring home with me. A kite, a parasol, a little tin frog that jumps. Oh, and a stuffed toy of a mythical beast. Chlorand is the one who didn't buy anything for herself.
So, all you're bringing back with you is that tea?
And some tea-flavored hard candies. They're for Sigewin.
Chlorand isn't much of a shopaholic.
Well, one of us has to practice restraint.
Hey, I'm hardly reckless with my Mora. I'll have you know, all the purchases I made today were well within my budget.
Me? Oh, well, I bought some tea, of course. I just had to try all the varieties recommended in the Steambird. Other than that, just some bits and bobs, you know. A little bit of this, little bit of that. They should all be things I can use, I think.
Now Paimon's even more confused. If you bought that much stuff, where did it all go? Into one of Linny's magic packets?
Yes, maybe.
Oh, actually...
Monsieur Neuvillette took them with him.
Okay.
Oh, so that's what happened.
How'll that work?
Wait, what?
How's that work?
Why did he take them? He's not hoarding treasure, is he?
That's quite the imagination you've got there, Paimon.
How does he carry it all on his own?
Monsieur Neuvillette just saw the amount of bags we had and offered to take them back for us. I felt a bit bad at first, but, I really did have a lot of stuff.
He even offered to deliver my gifts to the Fortress of Meripede for me once he's done with the day's work. Neuvillette is a man of his word. If he says he can do something, then he means it.
See, even Chlorand was happy to take him up on his offer. If even his trusty subordinate agreed, then who was I to refuse?
Wow, he seems like a real gentleman. Maybe he's not as uptight as I thought. If only the funeral parlor had an employee as thoughtful, proactive, and responsible as him. Right, Zhongli?
Indeed.
Yeah, if only.
Chlorand said Neuvillette offered to deliver her gifts to Risley. So if we go to the entrance of the Fortress of Meripede,
Oh my gosh.
maybe we'll run into Neuvillette.
Really? All the way back to Fontaine?
But we don't know exactly when he'll show up.
I like how Zhongli said almost nothing the whole time, then suddenly at the end. Indeed, yes.
Oh, that reminds me. A new year of work is about to begin. If there's anything you want to talk about, Zhongli, you know you can come to me. I'm all ears.
Does the director have any concerns?
It just seemed like you were a bit preoccupied today, and much less talkative than usual. You barely said anything other than, "Is that so?" and "Indeed." If you ask me, I'd say you're having a midlife crisis. You're getting to be around that age after all.
Is that so?
Ugh.
I jest. Given its distance from the city, Chaoying Village enjoys a much slower pace of life. Surrounded by such peace and tranquility, I also seem to have developed a proclivity for inactivity. I apologize for making you worry.
I see. What do you think, Traveler?
Is this atmosphere putting you in a lazy mood too?
I don't know which one. What either of these mean. Different worlds should not collide.
Wow, you are getting really good at these kinds of lines.
Indeed.
Indeed. Indeed. Very convenient that I can just reuse old dialogue. It might even cut back on paying the voice actor. Indeed. Indeed. It's like, what? Let's try this. Indeed. We only brought him in for 1 hour. We're not gonna get more lines out of him. Okay, we'll just have him say indeed a whole bunch. Okay, sounds good. Alright, sounds good. Sounds good. This is actually the secret entrance to the most annoying location to get to. Because getting back here, like, it's a lot of walking. A lot of walking. Hello. Hello.
Look! It's Novelette! We lucked out!
Oh, it's you. It has been some time since our last meeting.
Has it? It feels like it hasn't been that
Few
long.
people frequent this location. Since I was able to conclude my work early for the day, I thought I might take a walk and avail myself of this area's peace and quiet.
You call this early? Do you always work this late, Novelette?
Strictly speaking, that depends on the agenda for the day. I am hardly bereft of time, however, so working late is of little consequence to me.
But does he sleep,
Really?
though?
If
Maybe
you
he
have so
doesn't
much
need to
time
sleep.
on your hands, then why did you only go to Chaoying Village for half a day?
First, I should clarify that I was referring to my lifespan, rather than the time at my disposal on any given day. Second, I was unaware you possessed knowledge of my...
Yeah, I explained to him.
I see. Thank you for informing me. Yes, they have been safely delivered.
I have to hand it to Clorant. Just a simple gift delivery, and she has the great and mighty Udex at her beck and call.
I was just passing through. It was merely an act of convenience.
All right. Then I hereby confirm receipt of the goods on behalf of the staff of the Fortress of Meripede.
A verbal receipt of confirmation? Is such a formality really necessary for...
Guess not. This quantity of tea, though, seems a little excessive for a gift, don't you think? Before you know it, they'll start accusing me of taking bribes.
Here's 10 boxes of tea.
About that.
Oh, he did it.
Much of that is my own excess, I'm afraid.
Oh? Why? What happened?
It was buy 10 boxes, get half off.
Ah, that explains it then.
A good deal.
Well, go ahead and leave them to me. I'll get through this stash as fast as I can.
You have my thanks. Oh, there's something else I'd like to give to you.
This is a stone slate, engraved with a symbolic design.
While that is an apt description, it is in actuality a legal codex.
A legal codex.
A legal codex, huh?
Before the advent of modern writing utensils, information was recorded on stone slabs such as this. The law was no different.
Okay.
Since ancient times, the scales of justice have symbolized the fairness and impartiality of judiciousness. As a tribute to that sentiment, this slate was designed after a traditional legal codex and engraved with a symbol instead of text. During my travels recently, I chanced upon a roadside stall offering tourists the opportunity to try their hand at the ceramic arts. So I decided to have a go. We joked with Cloran some time ago about gifting you a legal codex. So, here you go.
There you go.
Ah, so that's what this is about.
I did not expect you to remember it as well. In any case, I hope this can be considered as a reasonable attempt to join in on the banter.
Of course.
It is a very good attempt. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Even your sense of humor centers around the law. That's an impressive level of commitment. Well, a gift of this significance deserves to be put on display, and I know just the place. Front and center in the fortress's showroom.
Where's the showroom?
Surely there's no need for such a grand gesture.
I mean, you're the leader of the country, man.
Just kidding. I don't have anything like a showroom.
Right? That's what I thought, too. Like,
But we do have a storage room. We can put it next to all the mechanical parts Sijuin has collected.
Oh.
That sounds good to me.
Just a storage room. Whatever.
So that's what you were doing in Chaoying Village.
Indeed. Of course, while I was there, I also took the opportunity to taste the local spring water.
Of course.
The aftertaste is much purer than what I have delivered to me in Fontaine. It stands to reason that the long-distance transport has a tendency to imbue the water with extraneous emotion. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source. Perhaps I should organize some time off to do the same elsewhere.
As I say in Leeway, a balance between work and play is sure to keep your troubles at bay. If you want to experience the true flavor, you simply have to go to the source.
Then we are of the same mind. It appears my desire is justified.
If you say so, but you know you don't have to justify a vacation, right? You can just take one. After all, you're hardly bereft of time. You can do whatever you want.
Bereft of time.
You're quite right. I suppose I suffer not from a lack of opportunity, but rather a lack of inspiration. However, after reading a few articles about Liyue's holiday traditions, the idea popped into my head and made itself quite at home. Seeing as I was free of responsibilities for the morning, I decided to depart at once. Refreshing. My spontaneous outing seemed to inspire quite a few other spontaneous decisions as well. Take, for example, my foray into ceramics. At first, soil from the ground is granular and unforgiving, but add the right amount of water, and it becomes soft, moldable, and able to take shape. In the past, I never thought about how quotidian vessels were crafted.
Quotidian? What?
But now, I have participated in their very making. This is also something I made today.
That looks cool. Is it just a spoon? Like a ladle? Yeah, ladle.
That's a ladle? Paimon thought it was supposed to be some long-necked sea creature.
That was indeed one of my inspirations. Really? You like it? To
Oh boy,
tell
he's
you the
getting a little
truth,
too
given your
motivated.
unexpected arrival, I find myself quite unequipped to give you the welcome you deserve. Around such an important holiday such as this, human custom would dictate that gifts should be in order. But I'm afraid this is all I can offer. If you'll have it, that is.
This guy has really quickly became like our bestest friend in the entire world. Like, I actually am struggling to think of characters that we have a closer relationship with. I guess Nahida was pretty close, though. Considering that Nahida doesn't have any other interpersonal relationships at all outside of us, really. And at least Nouvelle has actually been with a few other people. Trying to think. Inazuma, I mean, we're close with some Inazuma people, but not like crazy close. Rex Lapis admittedly doesn't have many friends, but he gets along with everybody. I guess Navia. Ugh, yeah. Navia really feels like we're her best friend after her other best friends died, so yeah. And we're best friends with Farina, because she doesn't have many friends, really. I guess we are best friends with Barbados, though, too. I think that's everybody. I mean, I guess we're best friends with Hutao, sort of. But Hutao has a lot of friends. We just don't know about him. She kind of makes friends with everybody, also.
That is precisely why it would do me such a great honor if you accepted. You are most welcome. Happy Lantern Rite.
I'm surprised that he's mentioning the Lantern Rite when we're so far away from the city. That reminds me, Pass along advice for Nouvelle vacation.
Approve a leave of absence request for myself. That sounds like it could easily lead to a vicious cycle of self-indulgence, something which couldn't be in further violation of protocol. But I suppose I understand her point. My proclivity to refrain from personal outings does, in part, originate from a sense of responsibility toward my duties. But it is also due to a lack of desire to engage in the human world.
This makes me wonder, because like I'm still trying to think where the story's going to go with the mountain. And maybe, I mean, exploring with Nouvelle would be... Well, maybe it is the most likely. It's not like we're going to explore with Farina. And I mean, exploring with Navi is possible, but still seems a little unlikely. But yeah, with him and maybe also alongside, well, I mean, if we could be with Clorind and that one Fatui Harbinger. Like if it was 3, at the very least, that would be really cool. But I feel like it wouldn't be all of them.
But now I see that the human world is indeed full of many interesting places to discover.
I could have told you that. So this ladle, which looks amazing. Oh, there it is. So it's a furnishing. How big is it? How big is it? If it's like an actual thing you can put in your house. And why are these 3 at the top? Wait. Oh, okay, then they got moved. Wait, did they all get moved? Or was it just... Oh my gosh. Okay, they all got moved. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, why would they be at the top? I was just checking this. 4, 3... 4, 5, 3. I guess this one. Whatever. I'll have to start working on those one of these days. Just checking out. What? Oh. Oh? Wait, what? Was that the end of the quest? Like the end of the quest?
When the sun...
What the heck? That felt... I mean, it didn't feel anticlimactic. Just kind of like, oh, I guess it's over now.
bathe in sunlight.
So what are you doing with your time?
Lantern Rite marks the start of the new year in Liyue.
Only in Liyue, though.
In the spirit of the season, then, I wish you a year of success as vast and endless as the open ocean.
But I don't believe in Lantern Rite.
Yeah, skyward,
Oh, whatever.
scatter.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what does that one place look like from here? Actually, let me look at where we are. Yeah. Nice moon. And then, so if we go right here, what would it look like? Actually, there'll probably be a mountain in the way, won't there? Let's see. It was a good ending. I mean, they had the big cutscene and everything earlier. It's just kind of funny because normally I would have assumed that the big cutscene would signify the end of the story.
Skyward, scatter.
Oh, I guess this mountain really is in the way, because that's right smack in the way of where the thing I'm looking for. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, that thing right there with the glowing top. So now every time you look that way, you'll see that thing alongside the Jade Chamber. At least that thing looks cooler than the Jade Chamber. Oh yeah, so what does it look like from like over here then? Let's go with this actually. I'm gonna say the city, but no, let's go with over here. I don't go to Sumeru like hardly at all anymore. Loading. Okay. Oh yeah, there's the tree. So you can see it a little bit, but not perfectly. This is weirdly a very, very, very good vantage point. It's just a hill in the middle of the country, but yep, that's all you need sometimes. Oh, wait, let me see, what does this look like? Like, there's some weird view things that are happening, because I'm like, the clouds are kind of meshing with the backgrounds, and so yeah, I'm like kind of wondering, like, well, what does this look like in the daytime? Though, to be fair, that shrine over there, it's right there, I believe. It's a lot easier to see at nighttime. Seeing Fontaine from this perspective, though, this is crazy. Like, getting to Sumeru and then getting up here and being like, oh yeah, cool, this is a good vantage point. And then you turn around and then bam, there's Fontaine. I mean, to be fair, you can see Fontaine from so many other locations now. But, say what you want about this game, like, oh, well, it's unfair to compare this game to other stuff, because this game, they just keep adding stuff over the course of, you know, in no time it's going to be like 5 years or something. I think it's only been 4 years, only. But still, give credit to the fact that, yeah, damn. Give credit to the fact that, that they're doing it, you know? Anybody can do it. They just don't do it. And there was a lot of content when Genshin first came out. The whole problem people had when it first came out was that they didn't think it would get continual support. And even I was like unclear exactly what was going to happen, because, you know, like, I was like, yeah, when is the mountain going to get released and stuff? And they're like, oh, look at all of these, you know, all these nations. And I'm like, okay, that's like too much. It was too much to imagine, basically. And especially when you were like thinking, oh yeah, I guess each nation's going to be about as big as Liyue or as big as Mondstadt. But then no, they're all bigger because Mondstadt is by far the smallest, and Liyue has slowly grown to be significant. You know, remember when it first released, this whole area here wasn't available. Like, basically all of that wasn't on the map. So it was just like here to here to here to here, here. Very tiny piece of pizza, like this much. Which is like pretty much the same as this for Mondstadt, not too much different. But now with this area, ooh, Liyue's big. You gotta count this. This is, I mean, you know, when you're here, it kind of feels like partially Sumeru, partially Liyue, maybe a spice of Fontaine, but probably not even really Fontaine at all. But no, when you, like, you know, that's what I was thinking when I first saw it and was first in it. But no, actually, once you you go through it, it's Liyue through and through. Even though they made this green, it's like, no, this is Liyue. It's just the fertile parts of Liyue. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I was gonna say that's a little funny, but then I realized this might be like the most populated part of Liyue, funnily enough. But we're talking like populated. Walk down here. Populated. And that's it. But compare that to original Liyue, where you have an inn, and it's like, should you really count the inn as being like populated? It's just some random inn. It's significant, but it's still just an inn. So, okay, you kind of can't really count that. Okay, ignore that. So then you have this small farm village, and then the big city. And that's it. Like, technically it's 2 locations as well. But I don't know, like, Chingsei Village always felt oddly small. This one just feels better put together. Even if, technically, like, if you count the houses, it's probably smaller than Chingsei Village. Yeah, China's really weird how everything, how there's so much no man's land. Then again, I guess maybe that's a lot more common than I'm giving it credit for. I mean, over here there's just Port Ormos, this village, that village, and this. And then again, then there's also this area and this area. But then after that, it's nomads. So, the oasis. Yeah, that big tree is getting more and more annoying every time I see it. Go home, big tree. Get out of here. You're an eyesore. Anyway, I've been messing around for too long. Where would be a good spot to end the stream on? I don't know. Maybe. We don't go up here ever. I don't know how much of Fontaine you can see from up here. Let's see. We're gonna look west.
Yeah, skyward, scatter.
So we got Fontaine over there. Yeah, you can see. You can even see. What's the name of the Fontaine city? Oh, just the court of Fontaine. Okay. That's weird. The court is the city. Oh wow, that looks weirdly bright on that hill there. And then you can even see the Fontaine elevator behind it too, weirdly. Yeah, this is gonna be weird for new players, being like, I'm gonna start playing the game, and then you look at this and it's like, you can not only can you see, you can go everywhere that you see right here, but like, it's so much depth to it. Never mind over there too, though not much over there at the moment. Actually, it's funny. I don't know why, but I feel like I've never noticed the inn. I've never like really looked at the inn from this angle. But then again, the inn doesn't look nearly as impressive when it's from so high up, and it's so foggy. I think that's why. Like, oh, that's a big tree, I guess. Okay, you know, that's bigger mountains over there. That's bigger mountains over there. But yeah, apparently that's the second biggest mountain in Tibet. Or is it? I believe this is the tallest one. I think it's kind of a technicality though. That reminds me, we haven't gotten another nail. Then again, I think we only have 2 nails. We have the nail up on top of this mountain, and then we have the nail in the mines. I'm trying to think if there's any other nails. I don't think so. See, then it gets green. Yeah, so weird.
On this fine day, the view from the...
Also, it's funny that, like, well, yeah, why is it so green right here? But then over there, it's not as green. It's almost like this is also part of Mondstadt, but it's not. I mean, we got Chinese names here, so. But, endless times where you can just explore. Yeah, there's only a nail down here in the chasm, not the mines. Nail right here. Maybe there will be like a nail on top of this mountain to like triangulate the position of where the, you know, like triangulate, you know, sort of. I don't know what it's going to do. Like maybe it breaks a barrier. I wouldn't be surprised if it like breaks the barrier to enter the floating castle thing in the sky. But thanks for watching. I'm going to play Persona 3 after this. But thanks for watching. I think Persona 3 is going to be the only thing I'm going to do for the rest of the week. I mean, I'll probably play Castlevania a little bit at some point. We'll see. I'll have to be very far in Persona 3 to do that. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.
Have you been playing all summer? You think this is a game?
No, no, please!
Well, guess what? You just lost.